Everything must emanate from a place of self-love. If you love yourself, you will not tolerate a bad work, poisonous people, or unhealthy habits. If you love yourself, you will not put yourself through unneeded stress. If you are the most important person in your life, the only thing that counts is that you live your life to the fullest, since you know what is best for you. If you're the highest priority in your life, the only thing that matters is living an excellent existence. Making yourself a priority will take work and some trial and error, just like anything new. Most of us do not know how to do this. We're not sure how to prioritize ourselves. We do not know how to love ourselves. We've gotten so proficient at prioritizing others' needs that we've forgotten how to adequately care for ourselves. In a society that frequently demands our whole attention and energy, it's easy to overlook the value of prioritizing ourselves. We become engrossed in the rush and bustle, overlooking our own wants and desires. But here's the truth. Self-care and self-discovery aren't optional. They're necessary for our general well-being and personal development. So, if you're ready to go on a journey of self-empowerment, make yourself a priority. Let go of who you think you're supposed to be and embrace who you are. If you want to be the happiest person not only on the outside, but also on the inside through the heart, you will want our focus first. When you are fortunate on both sides, all positive energies resonate via your positive thoughts, propelling you to the happiest existence possible. Self-reflection is a humbling process. It is critical to understand how you think, speak, and act in certain situations in order to improve yourself. We all have wonderful relationships in our lives. This connection and linkage may make our lives more enjoyable than necessary. However, there are instances when we lose sight of ourselves and begin to prioritize others over ourselves. As a result, our hearts occasionally become sad in certain locations. When anything goes wrong, we pinch ourselves in the form of temper, which destroys our hearts. So, I'd want to advise, always strike a balance between the priorities we place on others and our own. Make sure that our priority remains our priority. You must constantly remember to take care of yourself first and foremost, because failing to do so throws you off balance and causes you to forget how to care for others. When you begin to give up your life for other people, you are turning them into thieves because they are taking from you without even realizing it. Our varied responsibilities can gradually pile more and more on our plates, and life can become chaotic. We frequently reach a point when we feel overburdened and exhausted without even recognizing it. It can be simpler to neglect our own needs the more we are serving the needs of others. Small things like missing meals to fit in more errands, working through the night all the time, and refusing to seek for assistance from others around us are frequently the first signs of it. Self-neglect of this kind can spiral out of control, and we frequently only see the symptoms such as anxiety and irritation. Always keep in mind that in order to become happy, joyful, fortunate, and opportunity-driven, you must accept responsibility for maintaining all of these things. You also need to be able to hold on to these things for future undertakings. For this reason, you should always prioritize taking care of yourself and maintaining your self-respect. Prioritize yourself if you want to enjoy all that life has to offer. Giving yourself priority eventually makes you happy, fills your thoughts with more positive energy that eventually shows on your face and makes your heart sing with newfound joy. Better keep yourself clean and bright. You are the window through which you must see the world. Since we are accountable for what we perceive, when someone is internally dejected, the outside world will also seem dejected. However, a person's perspective of the world will be favorable if they are internally fulfilled. Nobody else can truly know what a person needs. Understanding oneself is essential to feeling good in this world. No one else should bear this burden. You have to figure out where to say yes if you want to prioritize yourself. This is the thrilling portion. We make the room necessary to say yes to the things we want to be doing once we begin to say no in some aspects of our lives. This is a chance to investigate the pursuits and endeavors that bring us joy, the things we will decide to invest our limited time, energy, and imagination in. These, in my opinion, are the things that give me the impression that my life is in line with who I am. This can be a little challenging because determining what our yeses are sometimes takes some time. These vary from person to person and aren't always evident. Loving yourself first is much more than just taking care of yourself. It entails dispelling the myths that force you to prioritize the goals and aspirations of other people over your own. Get a strong sense that you are important. Love yourself in order to avoid coming in last. Although it's not always simple, your loved ones and you will benefit from it as well. The first step is to change your perspective and cease considering placing yourself first as a selfish person. According to Tony Robbins, taking care of oneself comes before taking care of others. We become exhausted and stressed out when we devote all of our time to taking care of other people, and this can really impair our ability to concentrate and interact with others. It will feel good to take some time for yourself. It will re-energize you. You'll rekindle your interests and interpersonal relationships. It's possible that you will fall in love with yourself once more. You can then use that growth and energy to assist those who are most important to you even more. Therefore, stop believing that you have to say yes to everything and start prioritizing your needs. One thing you must always keep in mind if you want to put yourself first: other people's expectations, especially those of strangers, are meaningless. Your life must be designed according to your own blueprint. When was the last time you gave your true desires some serious thought? Relationships, career, and financial independence are all vital, but you will ultimately be most fulfilled if you prioritize your genuine aspirations in each of these areas. Put aside your concern for what other people desire and ask yourself, what do you feel most enthusiastic about? What is your top priority to do when you eventually have some alone time? Next, plan more of those peaceful times and begin carrying out those tasks. Perhaps you should get up earlier so that you can write, read, or practice priming. Everybody is busy. We spend time with friends and family, work late at the workplace, take the kids to activities, and take care of our aging parents. We begin to mistake being busy for progress when we don't have enough time on our hands. However, prioritizing others does not imply personal development. True progress requires the ability to prioritize oneself, and if you're not growing, you're dying. Make a commitment to lifelong, unceasing improvement in all spheres, particularly personal development. Maintain a notebook or to-do list detailing your self-care practices, acquired information, and new abilities. Fill your head with motivational books, articles, or sayings about setting priorities in your life. And never forget that putting yourself first is not selfish. In fact, it's among the most selfless things you can do. Creating time for your passions and ambitious objectives might improve your self-worth. Your relationships and career will benefit from your increased sense of self-worth. In the end, you'll be with people who make you feel good. We must be compassionate to ourselves, since we are constantly learning and developing in order to become the best versions of ourselves and lead happy, joyful lives. Losing yourself in other people is a common occurrence. After all, social beings are what humans are. Our innate ability to adapt, accommodate, and cooperate. Discovering yourself is difficult work, but you can learn how to be yourself and pursue the path of self-improvement. My argument is that different things fulfill us individually. Find out what you are fulfilled by. Being able to materialize that self-envisioned, extraordinary quality of life is the second component. Your independence is not a disadvantage, it is how you contribute to the world. Only you have what you need to provide, and that is unique. Knowing how to focus on yourself is one method to protect that. Focusing on yourself when you are single means cultivating a relationship with yourself, getting curious about who you are, what's gotten you to this point, and what makes you tick. This can be a journey of self-exploration and discovery that might require touching into old wounds in need of healing. Those who do this may be alone for a while, but they are rarely lonely. When you're functioning from a place of focusing on yourself, you're a lot better equipped to make decisions that are representative of your genuine self rather than what you think people expect from you. You must look after yourself if you hope to have enough to contribute to others. A tree cannot produce fruit for other people if it withholds water and sunlight for itself. The greatest myth we believe is that it is unimportant. Your viewpoint is irrelevant. Nothing about you matters. You are unimportant. It is the worst, most damaging lie we have ever heard, and as a result, it seriously damages many more lives than just your own. Avoid believing that malicious falsehood. Remember that every single thing about you matters. You choose to live truthfully when you choose to prioritize yourself. You have the ability to take care of oneself, which contributes more to the world. You start making decisions based on what is best for you right now rather than what is best for everyone else as you start to prioritize yourself. Treat yourself with the highest respect to show the world that you are valuable, and maybe others will follow your lead. And even if they don't, you are still being treated kindly by at least one person in the world. We will be in a better position to determine what needs to be done in order to fulfill our dreams and find happiness for ourselves if we can identify our priorities and what matters most in life. Despite the fact that life manifests itself in various ways, life is fair because it's unfair to everyone. Adversities can also help someone become stronger and better. Being your own toughest critic and someone who can adapt when things become tough is what it means to take care of oneself. And that wraps things up. We appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Please hit the subscribe button and we'll see you in the next one.